Hi, I'm Renee Branson, Resilience Renegade with RB Consulting, and I want to share with you three simple tips for keeping your face out of your phone, which we know is terrible for our productivity, terrible for our well being in a lot of ways. And just yesterday, my colleague in well being, Jarrett Green, made a great post on LinkedIn about how it's also just really bad for our physical body, right? We get something called tech neck because we're constantly hunched down over our phone, and it's terrible for us. So I'm going to share three quick things that I do that help me keep my face out of the phone. One of the things that I just recently learned, so this is tip number one, and I call it going gray. This is and not the kind of gray that has me, coloring my hair a bit, but the number one, going gray. This is something I learned not too long ago. And that is when I really want to focus or I feel like I'm spending too much time on my phone, I change it from the normal bright colors that are going to attract my attention to grayscale. Because that is, we're hardwired to look at the bright shiny things, right? And they know what they're doing on these phones. So I'm just going to make it less interesting for myself. And I'm going to show you right here how to do it. At least how to do it on an iPhone. If you have an Android, I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I'm not your girl for helping you know how to do that. I'm an iPhone woman. So, but I will show you on this. And what you do is you go to your settings and scroll to accessibility. Okay, so now I'm in the accessibility screen. And when I then go to display size, display and text size. Okay, is where I go to next. I'm trying to do this and I'm going to scroll until I see color filters. And right now color filters are off. I'm going to click on it and you see, oh, nice bright colors here. And I'm going to click color filters on. And now everything on my phone is in grayscale. And it seems so simple, but it really is less tempting for us if we're not getting the, that bright, that sensory kind of dopamine hit of, ooh, bright colors, right? So it helps me from getting distracted and pulled away. So that's one thing I do. The other thing I do is I play hide and seek with the things that are more likely to draw my attention to the phone. So whether for you that's your social media apps like your Facebooks and your TikToks and even LinkedIn, all of those things that really aren't crucial and you find kind of suck your time away, maybe it's the news apps for you. Whatever those are, I put my social media apps all in one folder, and then instead of having it on my very first screen, I make sure that I put it all the way, I think I just swiped, 5 times at least, all the way at the back. Now, I know they're there, and if I really want to look at, check my Instagram, by all means I can. But now I've got to make a really intentional decision to pick up my phone. It's on gray screen, so I know it's going to look less interesting, right? If I'm looking at everything in grayscale. And now I have to make 5 swipes. So I really have to make a decision. I can't really do it as mindlessly as I used to be able to do. And this is also something simple that at the end of the workday or whenever you're, wanting to avoid distraction, that's when you can do those things. The last thing is not a trick that I do in my phone, but it's actually something I do completely without my phone. And that is, even for 5 minutes in the middle of the workday, leave your phone on your desk and go outside. Literally go outside. And whether that's 5 minutes standing at the park around the corner from your office, or 5 minutes standing in your backyard if you work from home like I do, and get your feet in grass. Did I just say get your feet in grass? Yes, I did. I just made this post yesterday about how important that can be to give yourself a different sensory experience than what you're used to sitting in an office. And it's not about, it's nothing mystical. It's nothing woo woo. It's just about giving yourself something that is a different sensory experience that requires you to be fully present in the moment. You've left your phone on your desk, so you don't have that as a distraction. You've walked away from your office and your computer, so you don't have that as a distraction. And you've got your feet in some grass, or maybe you're at a park and there's a fountain and you can tip your toes in the water, maybe whatever that might be. That coupled with that silence. Now you might be hearing things in the environment around you, but it's that you're not getting that kind of noise from the phone, or noise from the office, or noise just internally in your head. It gives you something else to focus on. And if you can do that for 5 minutes a day in the middle of your workday, terrific. Even better if you can take a walk without your phone. Just go for a 15 to 30 minute walk a few times a week. So helpful to help us reset and break that habit of constantly looking at and scrolling our phones. You don't have to do it every time. I like to take walks and listen to podcasts. That's one thing that I like to do. So I'm not going to leave my phone at home every time I take a walk. But if I do it on occasion, it gives you something that will break that habit, that addiction of checking our phone. And then when we come back into our workspace, or come back into our home with our families, we are able to be more present with them in the moment. It also has given our brains a bit of a break, so we can be more productive, we can be more creative, we can handle those things that are coming at us just from those little tiny breaks. So again, the 3 tips to avoid, or at least kind of push off that desire to pick up our phone: put it in grayscale, so go gray. The second one is to play hide and seek. Your most tempting apps, the ones that tend to make you fall down a rabbit hole and start doom scrolling or whatever it is you're doing, play hide and seek with it. Put them all in one folder and then put it on the last page of your phone. So you really have to be intentional about scrolling through to find that thing that's most tempting. And then finally, just go touch grass. Leave the phone on your desk, and for 5 minutes up to 30 minutes, but even just 5 minutes, walk away from your phone, get outside, and be stimulated by something other than this. Okay? So those 3 things I think are going to help you out. Let me know if they do. This is what I do. What do you do when you realize that you have been spending too much time tethered to this? I'd love to hear it. Have a great day.